Moving forward now to 5A, your lane assignments. 4A, excuse me. Jonesboro in lane 1. Southwest DeKalb in lane 2. Redan in lane 3. We have Dunwoody in lane 4. They come in with a 47.98, just 1/100th of a second faster than Redan in lane 3. In lane 5, New Manchester. Chapel Hill's in lane 6. Rockdale County in 7. And Chambly comes in lane 8.
Yeah, this is a little bit closer to the Class A race. Your top two, Redan and Dunwoody. Redan had the fastest time throughout the season with a PR of 47.43, with Dunwoody at 47.51 right on their heels. Southwest DeKalb also comes in with the third best time out of the prelims with a 48.30. I definitely look for your top two to be Redan and Dunwoody. Like I said, Redan had the fastest time coming into the meet, but in the prelims, Dunwoody had the fastest time. So, but only by 1/100th of a second. So those lanes 3 and 4 are definitely ones you want to look out for. It's going to be a very intriguing race.
And you mentioned in lane 2, Southwest DeKalb. They come in search of their 4th title in the last 5 years. Obviously a great distance team. You have Charlotte Williams, Graciana Cooper. Now you see them here in the sprints. If they could get some points here, they can claim another title. Also ones to watch in 4A. Dunwoody, Redan, Heritage, and Statesboro vying for that title among a couple of other competitors.
Yeah, and Southwest DeKalb, you mentioned them a second ago, the tradition at that program, especially from on the boys' side. I mean, Angelo Taylor, 2-time gold medalist in the 400 hurdles. Terrence Trammell, 2-time silver medalist in the 110 hurdles. They were teammates, and they set the 4A state record in the 4x1. Quincy Carter went to that high school. Just tons of talent. Hassan Graham, he played in the NFL for years. Just loads of talent at that school, and they've put together a great track program in the recent past.
And currently at this point, Southwest DeKalb is leading with 30 points, Rockdale with 20, and then you have Kell right after that with the great Kendall Williams. We'll obviously get to her accolades and see her race later, one of the best track and field athletes in the entire nation.
Yes, if not the best. I would say the best. And she could do a number of things at the collegiate level. I mean, what is she so good? I mean, she long jumped 20 feet, 8.5 inches yesterday, which set a state record, and top distance in the nation. She could do pretty much anything she wants at the collegiate level.
So once again, Class 4A, your lane assignments: Jonesboro, Southwest DeKalb, Redan, Dunwoody, New Manchester, Chapel Hill, Rockdale County, and Chambly. Fastest time coming in lane 4, Dunwoody, a shade ahead of lane 3, Redan. The only two schools to go sub 48. Those are lanes 3 and 4.
Yeah, like I said, I do think it's going to come down to those two schools. You never know in this event, but they kind of have there's kind of those two and then the other schools in this event as far as times are concerned.
And a great exchange there from Dunwoody on that far turn in lane 4.
Here we go, and it is going to come
and
down.
Look towards the end here in lane 7, Rockdale County. In lane 5, New Manchester. Lane 3, Redan. And in the end, it looks like in white, Redan.
Wow.
With a great finishing kick. Rockdale County had the lead with the final 100 meters.
That's going to be close. I think Redan barely got that, but we'll have to see on the photo finish. That was extremely close.
Very competitive race there in 4A. Moving now to your 4x100 5A race. And your lane assignments. In lane 1, we have Westlake B. Lane 2, Westlake A. Obviously, a lot of talent there coming in from Westlake. One of the teams to beat. Alpharetta in lane 3. The great ML King in lane 4. The only team to break 46 seconds. They come in with a blazing 45.69. Lane 5, Walton. Lane 6, McEachern. Lane 7, Brookwood. And lane 8, Wheeler. Matt, to break 46 and to be a full second ahead of the competition, ML King has got some ladies that can fly.
And anytime you're a full second ahead of the competition at the 5A classification, look for a team to be ranked no worse than 5 in the nation. And MLK has the fastest 4x1 team in the entire nation. They are loaded. Their PR this year, 45-42. They ran at the DeKalb County Track Championships. They are just loaded with talent with Felicia Brown and Jada Martin. Jada Martin's one of the favorites in the 100 meters. Felicia Brown's one of the favorites in the 200. Just loaded with talent. They are so fast. I mean, 45-42 would not be a bad time in the guys, like in a Class A type setting. I've seen teams run that at the state meet in Class A boys. So that gives you any indication of how fast that is. I'm not saying those 45s, 42s win it, but I have seen teams run that finish 7th or 8th place, maybe sometimes 6th place in Class A boys.
It'll be a treat to watch ML King here. You look at 5A overall. Peachtree Ridge certainly a competitor. You have MLK, Walton, Brookwood, Grayson, Westlake, a bunch of teams that are vying for the title. It's sort of an open race.
Yeah.
Kennesaw right now and Brookwood are at the top, only 1 point ahead of Westlake. You have Marietta up there. So each race, each individual can literally turn their team into a champion.
Yeah, especially at the 5A classification, just because the talent differential is not as big as you see at the lower classifications. And sometimes the scoreboards, of course, are a little misleading because those are the points out of the distance races coming into the final day and the field events. So MLK, they should pack on a lot of points today, including 10 in this race if all goes as expected.
Yeah, but you never know. When you have to exchange those batons, you never know. One little slip-up can mean the difference between 10 points and no points.
Yep.
So again, your lane assignments. Lane 1, we have Westlake, their B team. Lane 2, Westlake's A team. Alpharetta is in 3. ML King in 4. Walton in 5. McEachern in 6. Brookwood's in 7. And Wheeler coming in 8. And your heavy favorites again, MLK in lane 4.
Yeah, just loaded with talent. You can see it from the first leg on. I mean, they are just, like I said, the top team in the nation. Great exchange on the 1 to 2. Just tremendous athletes for MLK.
Phenomenal form right there.
Yes. And like I said, but there's nothing wrong with the second place finish either. You know what I mean? That's 8 points. I mean, you want to get as many points as you can. And we will see what happens when they come down the home stretch.
And a good leg here from Alpharetta, looking lane 3.
Wow.
But there goes your prediction. In the end, MLK 1, Walton 2. So competitive. Walton in the end right there.
Yes. And, you know, MLK probably missed their best time by just a little bit over the season. I would say they ran in the high 45s, but 10 points nonetheless and a state championship. So that's, you know, nothing to shake a stick at. That is awesome. And Walton getting the second place finish. 8 points is great, too. I thought they would be the heavy favorites. Sometimes when you have heavier favorites like that, some teams want to set records in the prelims and then just worry about winning in the final. Sandy Creek did that a few years back. I interviewed a kid. He said, well, we just had really safe exchanges in the final because we had set the record the day before.
In the end, though, it was the favorites. ML King coming through with 10 more points and a gold medal.